What's up, guys? I'm gonna put some springs in the truck. It looks like the trailer is maybe like 16,000 pounds when everything's all in it. So let's take a look at what the truck looks like right now. See if we can get low enough where the sun's not in our face. So the back of the truck sags quite a bit. It's sitting on all the overload packs. Okay, so enough of that. You guys are gonna want to see me get some measurements probably, so you can kind of get an idea of what it's gonna do. But that's the whole reason I'm putting this video together, is I want you guys to see, and I want to see for myself. All right, I'm supposed to hold it about what, right here, I think. You don't want to do it too low. You don't want to do it too high. All right, anyways, so I don't have a cameraman, so forgive me. But where this is sitting right now, we're gonna do it the very, very, very front. That's where we're at. So we're about 60 and a quarter inches from where I'm gonna measure it. Okay. And then down here, we're pretty maxed out. What do we got for our gap? So 60 and a quarter. And then now we got 6 and about 5/8. 60 and a quarter and 6 and 5/8. And that's how it looks. And then over here, hopefully we should have quite a bit of help. I speculate that this is going to be sitting quite a bit higher. Yeah, that's it. So let's just get to work. Okay, guys, one last measurement. Let's get this right here. It's completely off the hitch, separated, so our unloaded weight, and that's going to be, we're going to say that's about 10 and 3/8. So look at these guys. That's where they go. Here is actually the receiver hitch. This is part of the receiver, or you could put it, turn this thing, sideways, and you could put it right here if you don't have that. But anyways, this is where I like to put them. Yeah, we should be in good shape. So let's get this thing going. I'll figure out as I'm going right here. Here's the box that everything comes in. I'm gonna open this up right now. And I have not even tried to open it yet. All right, what do we got in here? In here, instructions. Those are great. Anyways, this right here, these little circles that you're seeing, possibly that one too. Those are, when you put them on, you're gonna be like a feeler gauge. You're gonna see how much room you have in between the spring to set the tension, depending on what you want to do with it and how much work you want these things to do. All right, anyways, done talking. Let's rock and roll. Let's get these things on the truck. Okay, guys, so check this out. Here. This is all like 15 minutes of, I mean, it was the easiest thing I've ever done. So I didn't really have to touch these two jam nuts. I just had to make sure that these two were tied against each other like they were out of the box, and at the end of their stretch, which is fine. That needs to be centered, which hooks over the leaf spring. Here is your coil spring, and then down here is where it wraps around the axle. And I just kind of wanted to show you guys. Sorry that the lighting's just awful. I used the second hole. There's actually a couple different holes on here. I had the second from the back. Tighten this all up right here. It hugs underneath this leaf spring on the back side of your U-bolt, and it's pretty simple. Now, how you know how much tension you have here is based on those two feeler gauges they give you, and there's two of them. One will give you a 25% increase, load increase in the back, and the bigger one will give you 40%. We went for the 40, and we're gonna see how she sits afterwards, unloaded. I have a feeling we're gonna sit a little higher in the back, but that's okay because we're already sitting low in the back to begin with. Let's see what it does. Now we're gonna go over to the other side with all our tools. We're gonna throw this one on, and I'm gonna kind of show you a little bit how it was done. Right here, it looks like you have a 10 millimeter which is pretty big Allen head on there. And on this side, it looks to be a 19. See, look how smart I am. All right, anyways, 10 millimeter 19 fits perfect. These jam nuts, instructions call them a 15/16, which is that guy there. But Craftsman doesn't like that size. So I don't know, it won't go on it. Obviously only the open end. Now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm gonna try some other wrenches I have and see. Can't get the box stand on it, duh. So I had to go to a 1-inch, which is a little too big, but it not big enough to strip it out. And then this 14 millimeter is for this guy right here, which is where you can use to, once your forearms get tired of twisting this thing, you can just sit over here and crank that guy back. But I mean, I'm telling you, it's all simple. It's very, very straightforward and easy. I mean, this is already tight. I already torqued that down to make sure, I mean, it wouldn't move. So that one's good. There's no other hardware here. That's just a stopper for the back of the spring. It can't back off. There's no more threads. Like I said, these two are loose because these are the ones you're going to tighten. These two are tight together. Collar is just a collar. I mean, it's just super simple. I mean, you cannot put airbags on that fast, and there's nothing for it to leak. So far, I'm happy. And I think that it's going to do a great job, and I'm very optimistic. And let's just keep checking it out. Let's keep seeing how it goes. I'm going to shove that camera in there. Hopefully it's not too dark. I'm going to show you guys the rest of this process and how it all goes together. But assuming that my wrench, I feel like it's my wrench, did its job. That's all the tools you need. And 19 millimeter, I like to go with the bigger wrench here because the smaller drives don't have a long socket there. I mean, you really want to use a deep socket if you can, depending on if you're leaving the wheels on and the offset of your wheels. If you have stock wheels and tires, it may not allow you to get a deep socket in there. But I have enough room because I have offset on here, so I didn't need to take them off. They already kicked out just a little bit. Anyways, the other side of that is this 10. Boom. These are your jam nuts. This will tighten the spring. When you loosen the spring, you literally do it by hand to extend this whole thing out because it's not long enough the way it is. And you just twist the spring and this whole rod backs out. So see how small that is? I mean, see, look at that measurement. It's my hand. See this here? I mean, I have to stretch it all the way out, you know? So you do need to back the rod out of there. And we can see that we still have, I mean, a good chunk of the rod left. So we're solid there. It's not like it's at the end and it's gonna come out. So anyways, enough talking, let's get to work. Center that guy there. And then this actually is flipped over. All right, nope, just kidding. It was right, I was wrong. Hey, there we go. Look at that. It's installed, that's it. Just drive away, we're good. All right, see you later, guys. Okay, nope, that wasn't funny. Why do I even do stuff like that? I don't know. So that guy's up there. Remember, we're gonna have that centered on the leaf spring. It's pretty centered. So now what we're gonna do is see how this is like extended all the way to here. It would never get behind the U-bolt. We're gonna just spin this guy and see how that thread is coming out. So then that allows us to get a lot closer, see? So we're here, we're gonna get a lot closer right now. I'm just gonna keep spinning it because we can always spin it back the other direction. That's what we're gonna have to do to tighten it. So you cannot do this too much, right? Wow, we're already pretty dang close. Now what I did do, these are set up the exact same, is I decided to take that bolt, because I got to take this out to put it on, and put it in the other way. So you do want to put the Allen on that side. You don't have a choice anyways, because your brake caliper's over here and you'd never get it on unless you took all that off, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and keep going. You know, while I'm doing this, those jacks in the back, man, they look great. The instructions say to throw smaller jacks underneath the other side of the spring over here. You can see where my finger's dancing around. Anyway, so there, is where you want the spring. I mean the jack underneath the spring right there. Anyways, but you know, not everybody's got these big giant jacks. I mean, almost nobody does. So anyways, so here we are, right? This might be a little bit boring. So there you go. Put the threaded rod through here. It's got this little sleeve back here. And we're just gonna slide this nut on the back of it. Start tightening this. And it does not say anywhere in the instructions to do this by hand. But I want a forearm workout because all the gyms are closed, right? You know, I could probably use it. I'll show you this part next because I'm just gonna tighten it. Is you're gonna get these two spacers. 25%, 40%, 25, 40. So you can tell the spacer's pretty much closed. Like you can't see the rod through, you know, the rest of the rod through it like the other side. You can see the rod through this part. What you're gonna do is you're gonna keep tightening this, which you need to hold this in place, or mine's actually, there's enough tension on this bolt that it's holding it. And you're gonna do it the non-instructional way, forearm workout. You're gonna just tighten it, or because you're noticing it's tightening from here, that rod's turning, and then down here. So anyways, the right way to do it is get a tool, put it on right here, which is our 14 millimeter. The U-bolt's in the way. Can't use a ratchet because of the way it's pointing. So we're gonna put on a ratcheting wrench and get some tension on it. And then keep tightening it, keep checking with the feeler gauges to see where we're at, and then I'll show you the rest. It's pretty simple. Okay guys, did that as fast as I could. So we got a 14 millimeter ratchet wrench. It has to be Craftsman or it won't work. Here's our spacer, 40%. And black on black, can't really see, but anyways, it goes in. So what you're gonna do now is get your 15/16 jam nut, put it all the way up against this. You're gonna tighten this up, which we're gonna do with our 1 inch, because we tried the other wrenches and they don't work. I'm gonna need both my hands right now because I'm gonna put this 14 back on here, crank, you know, hold it in place and then crank this guy down. And then we're gonna throw this jam nut up against there. Okay guys, we're still doing okay, believe it or not. Look, we got a little bit of daylight. Can you believe it? So anyways, I showed you guys, we got the tension set here, 2 jam nuts locked. Those are locked out of the box. And it's got some little collar right here. That over here is squared up with the top of the leaf. This is all assembled in this section here, so don't worry about it. And then that goes all the way down to the 19 millimeter, possibly 3/4 inch on this side. And then we got a 10 millimeter over here that we're gonna do on the shock side. So anyways, we tightened that up. I didn't do that on the video. So it's all done. Uh-oh, guys, where are my sunglasses? I can't vlog without my sunglasses. Where'd they go? Okay, all right, well, we're doing it. Okay, anyways, let's grab the measuring tape. Don't tell anybody, because that's like vlogging 101, is you gotta vlog with your sunglasses on, right? Anyway, so, okay. I did this earlier, we're about 11 3/4. And I did another measurement when it was empty and we were at 10 1/4. So at the 40% setting, 40%, we gained 1.5 inches. We were at 60 1/4 inch to this puppy right here, right where my fingertips at, to the ground. And then here, the gap we had was 6 5/8. I just measured it, we gained 2 inches, which is pretty cool because, well, these are off the ground. Right, you guys can see. We're off the ground on both sides. Sorry, like, I feel like I gotta do this. for them people that don't believe me. Okay, cool. See, not touching. So while this is so important, I'm going to show you guys in a minute, right? So we're at you can see it right there, 62 1/4. And we're at, I'm trying to do this one-handed, but we're at 8 5/8 there, right? 62 1/4, 8 5/8. That matches up to my numbers I got on my phone here. So take a look at this. This is huge. I mean, the truck is almost level. I mean, guys, look at that. I'm gonna give you guys my driving impressions before this video is over, because I'm not gonna post this until you guys get that. RoadMaster Active Suspension. It's active throughout the entire motion. When I hit a bump, I mean, I'm actually gonna be getting help from the top to the bottom progressively from a coil spring. Airbags, they have their place. Trust me, they do. We wouldn't have done it as fast. You're either gonna put onboard compression system on there where you're gonna have a remote and you're gonna have to set it every single time. But when you have airbags in there and you don't have the Daystar cups, you have an airbag that from the frame to the bottom of that axle, I mean, that thing's, it's there, it's permanent. And whatever pressure you have in there, 5 PSI or more, all the way up to whatever 100, you're gonna be basically sitting there with tension in between them both. So like, I'll see guys that'll put airbags and then Devers. Sorry, dude, like, you're really getting restricted, and good luck if you go off-road, because you're getting none of that articulation. You're getting next to nothing because your rear end just wants to stay planted. So airbags in like a 3500 dually, basically those are going to be probably one of your best bets, because you're not going to off-road it, right? And you're hauling a ton of weight. This will work on a 3500, but for me, if I had a 3500 dually, I don't know that I would take the overload spring out and then add this. But for this application, I'm so happy I did. Like, already I'm so happy I did, because the truck sits better. Everything all around is just, I already know based on this design is better. And the install's stupid easy. I drug it on for however many minutes with you guys, because I try to be detail oriented. But if I did 2, 3, 4 of these, like, when the 5th guy comes to show up, you're in and out 20 minutes tops. You have the tools laid out. I mean, boom, it's a matter of just sitting there twisting it. It's the easiest install I've ever done on almost anything for this truck right now. I'm serious, guys. Like, it really is. It is just stupid easy. In case I missed anything on the last video, we gained 2 inches here, which means 2 inches here. I measured both measurements, wheel gap and the trailer to the ground. Sits way better, way better. Super excited. It's gonna ride a lot better, looks better, everything. Unloaded, not a huge fan. I don't like trucks that sit higher in the back, especially when they're lifted. They should sit like level or lower in the back. It's the only downside to throwing a spring in there. But again, we'll see what 25% of that being adjusted, let's just say with the 25% versus the 40%. 40%, a lot more tension, and obviously it's going to sit there and it's going to raise the back of it up. So let's see right here. I think we have Amazon here for the 3rd time today. What a crack up. Let's get our package. It's probably more stuff for the trailer. Anyway, all right, let's get this thing done. There we go. All right, you guys can see I got the trailer behind me. I'm filming this probably like close to 2 months after I made the other video that you guys are watching just before now. So I've gotten a lot of seat time and a lot of trips with the trailer. This one's actually me taking it to storage and back, so it's not anything too crazy. But I have taken it a couple times through the desert. I've gotten a lot of seat time with these springs, so I'm really set on them. I really like them. I've already recommended them to some of you guys. That it does reiterate the fact that it gives you that suspension travel you wanted. The price point of what these are, I mean, you can't beat it, right? It's right there with where airbags would be without an airless, wireless system. And yeah, there's not a whole lot else I could say to them. They're very, very simple, very straightforward. If you ever change your mind, you can always take them off and sell them. Like, there's not a lot of commitment there as far as install time. You're not losing a lot of money, and again, you're getting that suspension travel back. So anyway, so just want to leave you guys with that. That's kind of my end note here. You guys can reach out to me at any point if you guys want these. I'm working pretty close with the guys at RoadMaster Active Suspension now. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing going, and it just gives you guys another option, and it's definitely something for you guys to consider out there who are in the same situation and want the same effect that I have, and don't want to go spend a bunch of money on install. Like, you can literally just order these to your door and knock it out in just a few minutes with just basic hand tools that I laid out for you guys. Yeah, that's about it. So guys, take care. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know it's a little bit long, but I wanted to kind of give you guys something really in-depth and give you something different that not a lot of people are doing, at least that I've seen so far on these videos, and giving you some measurements and stuff. Anyways, if you guys got any other questions, reach out to me on Instagram, American Duramax. You can comment below. I try to comment back as fast as I can. Or you can reach out to me at scovamotorsports@gmail.com. I'll try to throw that link in the description as well. So, all right guys, take care. See ya.